Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. Really quick check-in today on the topic of shoes and gear and what to put on your feet when you lift and or when you're training. The first thing I have to touch on like right away here is the barefoot thing. Go barefoot as often as you can. Just be aware in the modernized and or industrialized world that there are giant pieces of iron and steel that will not discriminate against your toes. They do not care what your last name is. They do not care what church you go to. They don't care what day of the week it is. They do not care. They will break your toes, so just please understand that. More often than not, you want to be barefoot. Go barefoot for lots of reasons, most of which are to make your ankles and knees and hips more fully functional. Remember this. At the end of the day, a really healthy foot, the toes go like this. And they grip into the sand and the dirt so they can grab and pull at things. Remember when I go along and I'm cramming my foot into a shoe from anywhere from like 12 to, I don't know, really long day, 12 to 16 hours a day, depending on what you do for a living and where you happen to work. Remember, I'm gonna cram my foot into that shoe and my toes come out looking like this. These are not healthy feet, and understand this. Everything's connected in this long thing called a kinetic chain that runs from the ground in your feet and runs all the way up and through your hands, right? If your feet are connected to your hands, correct? So if my feet become more functional, right, I gain more of this thing called dexterity. If my feet are more functional and the muscles work more properly, it strengthens my ankles, which strengthens my knees, which strengthens my hips, which runs into my low back. See where we're going here? I'm using the arm as the model for that because remember, we're pretty similar. You just split us in half here at the hips. We're pretty similar up and downstream. So this is the blue collar way to go through articulating that. More often than not, we're gonna go barefoot, okay? Again, we want our feet to do this into the ground. Really quick about shoes. Power lifts, okay? Talking box squats and sumo deadlifts. Vans or cons. Why? There's no heel. Not gonna break my toe on a dumbbell or something sitting on the ground. And there's no heel. Because here I'm gonna have a vertical shin, right? So I get this vertical shin pushing off of this and I push my hips back. So if a vertical shin and I push my hips back, I put the load into my hamstrings, my glutes, and my spinal erectors. You know, on the same page here? So my powerlifters do boatloads of low body pulling volume. Sumo dead, sumo dead, sumo dead, sumo dead. Rows, 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 rows. And they're not quad dominant athletes. If you are a change of direction sport person, you need to train. If you're not pulling Olympic lifts, you need to train in a pair of shoes that does not have a heel. Good with it? Then we'll come back through and you'll cycle through Olympic shoes with that solid heel. Again, if you're full range back squatting or front squatting, pulling snatches or clean and jerks, you want the heel there. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is it's gonna change mechanically. I'm gonna get a little bit more forward, let's just say forward angle out of my shins here up through my knees. What's gonna happen there is it's gonna put more load in my quads. If you see people that hit a lot of Olympic pulls and there are lots of back squats and lots of front squats, they're gonna have these really thick, dominant quads. The quadzilla mode, we like to say, just understand this, that is not conducive for change of sport athletes. That is not a good thing. Because quads tend to have an inverse relationship with your knees and ACLs there. Again, I'm not going to unpack this stuff and go for 30 minutes in this really simple breakdown, but you do not want quad dominant change of direction sport athletes. Those two things do not mix. Lots of quad pulls, ACL issues, lots of issues like that coming out of like a heavy Olympic cycle if they're going out to the field and doing like lacrosse and flag football and football for that matter. Last part, I got to take this off, is the classic Nikes or Reeboks. These are running shoes. Okay, these are running shoes. Okay, these are running shoes. These shoes are for running and general athletic things. Power lifts, Olympic lifts, running, and more often than not, however many hours a day you can muster it up and anytime you can pull it off, go barefoot. Hope that makes sense. Really quick check-in, reach out with any questions. Be awesome. God bless.